Hello everybody, welcome back to AI Ward Fleet Command. The Timix here, and the beginner walk through difficulty 5 continues. We have taken off screen the planet of Upping, where we have a new science lab going, and the electric shuttle Mark V fabricator. Haven't built those yet, but while I was taking this over, this happened. The cross-planet attack, or CPA, don't confuse it with Certified Public Accountant. It's just a cross-planet attack. That is basically an AI invasion. When they want to shake things up instead of sending these smaller waves, they will do this. It happens once every few hours. How frequently, depending on the difficulty. And how many ships come depends on what the game time is and what the AI progress is. It is stronger than a regular wave. This is 2 to 3 times the amount that we've been seeing in our wave attacks. It doesn't come directly at one of our wormholes. Where exactly they spawn depends on some different things, but they can spawn right next to one of our systems, or they can spawn across the galaxy somewhere. We don't know where they're going to come, and they're just basically added to the threat. So we've got 81 right now from our various raids and transports going through enemy systems and things like that. And so this is going to get this up to close to 300, which would be a much more significant attack than we've dealt with so far. We want to be careful and see what happens when that shows up. I think that we want to do some more research. We've got a quarter of our energy free, and over 10k research with almost 3,000 more coming here. Now if we look at Upping here, everywhere else we want to go for a while. We want to raid the data center there. This system here we're going to want to take. Moving over here, a lot of them have Mark II ion cannons. So it would help us to have some fleet ships that can deal with that. Another issue that we have is that this right here, I believe, is our last standard force field. Yep, we don't have any left. So I want to grab more of those. We're just going to unlock the Mark II version. We can build 6 of these. They have twice the strength, 400k, which is pretty much the same as a Mark I force field for the AI. Of course, their Mark IIs are like 900k, so they are still much stronger than ours. But we can use this to defend our more important systems and then, shift the Mark I force fields elsewhere. So grab that for a couple thousand. I also want to get the Mark III flagship. That'll help with taking down some of the tougher systems, as it ups our attack boost, or 70 to 100%, and that's another 3,000. I'd like to get the human raid starship, but given the situation, I don't think I'm going to go with that. I want to go ahead and grab the Mark III bomber. So with that in place, we'll want to build the flagships back in our homeworld, of course, but also here we can get that electric shuttle going. And we can also get these bombers going. So between those and the flagship, our fleet should be much more resistant. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that built. So here, the timer has run out. The cross-planet attack has been created. And in our messages, we can see, now I've taken out the data center nearby. I just popped in the Mark V Raptors into Voisno. Lost a few of them, but I was able to stay out of detection range for most of the time and took that out real quick. 97 Mark II ships freed in cross-planet attack, freed from their current duties, that is. They also commit 97 Mark I from the strategic reserve. So half Mark I, half Mark II. Total threat is 279, but the new ships don't show up on that list yet, and that's because we don't know where they are. They spawned somewhere else in the galaxy. Now, it looks like they're likely to try to attack over here, because that's where 60 of the current 80 or so that we have around are, but we don't know. Now, the next thing I want to attack is here, Mark IV planet in Fenape. And then I want to, build another space dock, scout out over here, maybe even get some over here. Now, the issue with that is I don't really want to go and take on a major attack against a Mark IV planet when I don't know what's going to happen with this cross-planet attack. So I'm just going to kind of hold off at this point, wait and see what happens to them, see what happens when they arrive, and then decide how I want to deal with those ships, if I need to deal with them at all, and then we'll move on with the next system. Okay, so just a few minutes later, we had a wave hit Javinbu, and it was a little bit less than 100 AI raiders. Took care of them quite easily. But then when it was over, I noticed they've showed up. So let's take a look in Fenape, see what that group is all about and what they're doing. And here's where they are. This is an AI carrier. And you can see the description there. The AI likes to put ships in these when there's a bunch of them. They travel together inside the carrier. Let's see where it's going. And it sure looks like it's making for the Usmar wormhole. So let's get our ships there and meet it, shall we? Here they come. I don't think they're going to get a whole lot done here. They are going to take out some of these turrets, most likely. But yeah, no, they didn't even do that. Nice knowing you, Mr. Cross-Planet Attack. So that was pretty simple, but it could have gotten a lot more interesting had we not brought our fleet in to support. I still think our turrets would have been able to take them out, but much better safe than sorry. I think it's time to move on now. So here's the first stage of the attack on Fenape. Now, the ion cannon's down here with a command station shield guard post, which is nice. At least it's not a particularly powerful guard post there. There's some ships around, of course. And the ion cannon is going to start firing on some of our ships as soon as they unload. Now, the ones I've taken is only the starships and the fleet ships with a higher mark than 2, so they won't get insta-killed. It still will do engine damage to them and slow them down, but they'll generally survive. So I want to take out the ion cannon with those, and then as soon as that's done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the rest of the ships, which are in the other 4 transports. Alright, so that's done. Command station shield guard post down. I haven't lost any ships yet, so far so good. Transports and colony ship are down here. I'm going to watch them, make sure nothing attacks there. There's a Needler guard post here. I'm not too concerned about that. A missile guard post here, and of course the barracks. The barracks is going to be the key thing. Fighting almost 200 Mark IV ships at once takes a little bit of doing. So I want to work my way up here towards that next, and of course I want to keep whatever ships I have, which is about a third of them in this case, that are vulnerable to the missile guard post. I want to make sure I keep those out of range as well. Okay, so at this point the main fleet's heading up here. I'm going to take out the Special Forces guard post, take out whatever I can, and then we'll move up towards the missile guard post when it starts firing. Now this is just over a third of it. I've put one of the Mark III flagships in there to improve their attack, and they're just going to guard this. And I'm going to move them a little bit further out. They're going to make sure nothing happens to these ships over here. And here we are making a beeline for the missile guard post. There it goes. It opened fire on us down around this area. We did take out all the Tachyon sentinels here, though. These are moving up along the side. So I think we're ready to go after the barracks. And for that, I want everybody. You see more ships coming in. So you got to continue to be cautious here. Let's get out of range of those. Just get up here by the barracks. More ships still trickling in from this wormhole over here, but not a great deal. I've moved our transports and colony ship up here, so they can't, nothing can make a particularly strong beeline for them. You can see this riot control ship has just come in, so I'll have to watch that. But I don't think we're going to have a better opportunity than this in terms of clearing things out. So it's time to take down that barracks. Still 800 ships. You can see that they're doing some significant damage. But when those electric shuttles fire off, they're damaging a lot of those ships. Those are key. And my, look at all this. Look at all those riot control ships coming in. That's going to be fun. Let's move these over here more. I don't want to get too close here, but I want to get away from that riot control. So yeah, I mean, you can see this is again, a Mark IV planet. Obviously the AI valuing a lot more, sending in much more heavy reinforcements than before. We've already lost about a third of our beginning fleet. But yeah, okay, we've taken out most of the ships now. So the heavy lifting in this system is done. They did significant damage to us, but we're still going to be okay. And we're getting another reprisal warning, so be it. So now we need to have this Needler post down here. We're going to want to take that out. And that Tachyon Sentinel. And that's about it. Well, reinforcements continued to pour in. Meanwhile, they sent a reprisal wave here to Slavboom. 90 armor ships, which are fairly, hardy. So I put our defensive fleet in here. Had them join the fun. You can see it's still taking them a while to go down. It's not that they are particularly high in firepower. They just take a lot of time to wipe them out. About half of them are gone. We're wearing them down. It's pretty clear we're going to win this. They're just annoying because they just sit there and sit there and sit there and just take a pounding. So back on the attack. Yeah, they've trapped a couple of ships over here that engine damage happened and ships coming away from the command station. Let's take out this guard post real quick. You can see they just added a couple more ships there, reinforcement, just when I was looking at it. There goes all of that. So it's time to say goodbye to this system. Everything's secure in Fenape, so it's time to take a look at what all has happened since. Now, we did get the Advanced Research Station, and this is what we got from it. The anti-armor ship, slightly higher than average build cap at 120. They've got a long-range missile attack, good for attacking the armor ships and for other targets at pretty high range. Now, it's not the missile frigate type of range, because the frigate, by comparison, 10,000 range and does more damage. But we're looking at a different hull type here, a much faster ship, so it'll be more able to stay near the end of its range. And it also reloads twice as fast. So overall damage and everything, this is better. But we can build more of them, other ships. So this can be a very nice addition to our fleet. And given that the enemy is using armor ships more, I'm thinking about possibly making this one of the ships that we upgrade and get the higher mark versions of. We'll see if we want to do that or not. Now this is our new system, of course. Mark II Military Command Station, Mark II Force Field, because this is a huge one to protect. And we actually used a little bit more turrets than the standard amount. Like, we actually lost energy by taking this system. You can see I didn't really leave a whole lot of turrets on the board. I didn't use any of the flak turrets. I may add some of those. But I pretty much used up most of the cap on the other stuff. And I think this is going to be a little bit of a tougher one to defend, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty in here, and we have the energy to spare. If we look at our scouting, we've got another situation going on there. Down to 70 threat still, so nothing to be concerned about with that. I did get to this planet over here, which does have a data center. And it's a Mark IV planet. However, let's take a look at this data center. It's under a Mark III force field, which has 1.7 million health. And it also has a Mark IV missile guard post. So, you know, in keeping with my general strategy in this game, well, I didn't put a priority by it. I'm probably not going to be going after that. I'm probably just going to say, you know what, that's more trouble than it is worth. However, I did take out this data center right here, and that was just a piece of cake. Raptors popped in and out. Mark II planets, no real defenses by it. So that was a really easy one to knock us down. And you can see our floor is up to 38, but that's still well below. We're at 130. Lots of hacking, 140. So anytime we want to use that, we don't really need to right now. But anytime we need to use that, we can. But the big thing that happened is we scouted out over here. And look at all these high-level planets. We've got a Mark IV here. Nothing we need to go after there. Mark IV here. Mark IV here. But, oh my goodness, look at all the stuff on there. But notice the command posts. Like Arachnid Mark V, MLRS Mark V, Cloaker Mark V. These are not just normal Mark IV planets. They are core worlds. And the only time you get core worlds is right next to this, which is the AI homeworld. So Witsanese is one of our targets. And I was wrong. I thought they'd both be down here. And one of them probably still is. But this is one of the homeworlds. If we pop in and take a look at this, we had a scout here, but it was eliminated. And let me show you why. First of all, right down here, let's take a look at this cluster. Mark V force field, or the core AI force field, a mere 2.6 million health. Oh, and look, they've got two of them. That'll be fun. And underneath that, we've got a Mark III fortress. I suppose I should be thankful it's only a Mark III. And this right here is the target. The AI home command station. And among the many things it has is warp detection, increases their speed by 100%, counters missiles. I mean, good grief. But another thing, planetary tachyon beam coverage. In other words, it detects cloaked ships anywhere on this planet. Now, the Mark IV Scout can escape that, but even my Mark III that I had in here captured any of them. I had it out here on the very edge of the system, and they still had a raid starship over here chasing it down. So that's all kinds of fun. Also, external invincibility provided 14 times. AI home command stations can't be damaged until all of the AR core guard posts on this planet have been destroyed. So you have to take out all the guard posts on the homeworld before going after this. Also, plus 20 AI progress. Okay, let's see what else they have around here. They've got a barracks. 220 ships. Alright. And pretty much all the ships we're going to run into over here are Mark V. So let's see. We've got a core Spire Shield guard post. These also increase the AI progress floor by 10 and the regular AI progress but plus 1. So we even get AI progress from killing guard posts on the homeworlds. by themselves, these are not too terribly thing to worry about. And they've got another one of those. Mark II ion cannon. A Zenith Fortress guard post. 50 100 point attacks. But sucks against bombers. 0.01 against polycrystal. So we know what to attack it with. Again, more AI progress if you kill it. More AI floor if you kill it. Lovely, fun stuff there. Core 9 Zool Spawner guard post. Spawns powerful yet short-lived 9 Zool youngling cockroaches. Oh, that's glorious. An energy wave attack that's really powerful, but only one of them. Same AI progress bonus. Okay. And also, these say external invincibility provided 6 times, meaning we haven't taken down all the core shield guard posts that we need to in order to even try to attack this. So we can't attack the homeworld yet. We're just taking a look at it. Another core 9 Zool, another core Spire shield, another core Spire shield, and then a special forces guard post. And that's just a normal one. Okay, so there's a lot of these core Spire shields, and one of the reasons for that is on the higher difficulty levels, you get more advanced buildings for the AI in defending their planets. Not just the homeworlds, all of them. They have a bigger menu to choose from. They don't have that many to choose from, so they just put a bunch of the ones that they have. And of course, these are by far the weakest one that we see in here, and they've got more of those than everything else. Again, probably because of the lower difficulty. So, I mean, it's not going to be any fun knocking out some of the stronger guard posts. They've got the ion cannon, they've got barracks, there's going to be a bunch of Mark V ships. 2 massive force fields guarding the command station with a fortress underneath it too. I mean, it's not going to be a piece of cake, but relatively speaking, compared to what you'll normally see, not too much of a problem. Okay, so in order to go after that homeworld, obviously we need to keep moving forward and knock out the rest of the core shield generators. I think all we've got left is the B secondary and the A prime. We could even have most of the A primes down, but we know that there's B secondaries over here. We obviously want to take this out, get that next Mark V fabricator, get the factories and starship constructors. That's next on our hit list. In order to do that, we're going to want to get some research done. And it's time for the assault transport. So that takes us down to 5,000. I think I want to hit that Mark III Raptor as well, because then soon we'll be able to build the Mark IVs once we get the advanced factory in our possession. And that's pretty much going to do it. We just need to build those up and go after that wing. So when we return next time, we're going to be hitting Uriah over here and probably some of these other planets and really working on expanding our fleet, building up towards the moment when we can actually have a clear path to mark out this home, and once we get it scouted, the other one wherever it is. So we're just starting to narrow things down a little bit. It shouldn't be too long before we're poised to strike back for victory. That path will continue in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching. More AI War Fleet Command coming up soon.